I've been living in the Philippines for a few months now, and I get a lot of people asking me the same question on social media, and that is, where is the best place to live? Now, I've already done a video on the best places in terms of the cities that you should be looking at to live in the Philippines. But in this video, I'm going to talk about Manila specifically because it is such a massive place. There's like 25 million people that live here. I think the population of this city is actually more than the whole of Australia, which is ridiculous. It's just an urban sprawl. If you're not familiar with the city, it's this behind me. I mean, it really is beautiful, and there's also buildings on the other side of the camera. I'm just surrounded by a concrete jungle, but I absolutely love it. And a lot of people that come to Manila, they absolutely love it as well. But because it's so big, where do you live? Like, that's really the main question. Where are the best places to visit? Where are the best places to go in Manila specifically? So in this video, I'm going to try and answer that. I don't think it'll be very long like some of my other ones, but let's just see. So when I first came to Manila, the very first time, this was years and years ago, I was told that Makati is the place to be, right? So my experience of Manila at that point in time was Makati. So if you've never been to Manila before, you look at it on the map, basically you've got the ocean sort of on the left, then there's Manila. To the east of the city is Makati. Okay, it's not that far from the airport, but because there's so many people that live here, there's a lot of traffic, so it is like about an hour from the airport, unless of course you travel between the airport to Makati at night time, like 1 a.m, and then you'll get there real quick. So it's about an hour away from the airport. Makati is the place where a lot of expats go, a lot of travelers come, because it's got Poblacion, which is like essentially like the walking street or the red light district. So a lot of people come here because they want to go to walking street. I don't blame them. It's a fun place to go and check out. It's a good place to go and party. There's definitely places in Manila that you should check out though, depending on what you like. I like a bit more classier places, so I don't spend a lot of time in the red light district, but I'll explain where some other good places are to go, either in this video or another one. So it's getting a bit windy here, by the way, guys. So hopefully you can still hear me. There is a door here that keeps slamming, so I'm probably going to scare myself. And what you just heard there was a water bottle that fell. So anyway, where was I? Makati, right, is one of the main places to go for that reason. It's quite built up. It's a bit rough around the edges, but that's kind of why I like it. It's got a bit of that Philippines vibe that I like. Right now, I am in a building in Makati. I do like moving around. I don't actually have a specific base right now. Although if you're a digital nomad watching this, I definitely recommend you need a base. So right now it's like towards Christmas time. I'm going to be traveling around a little bit, so that's why I don't have a base. Typically, you're going to want to come to Manila if you're staying for 6 months or a year. You're going to want to get a lease because it's going to be too expensive to go between Airbnbs. But right now, this is Makati. I'm on a 63rd floor. I believe this building, I think it's the 4th highest building, someone said to me recently. It's like in the top 10 highest buildings in Manila, which is pretty cool. And now that I'm looking around, I don't think that is a lie. I think it might actually be true. So it's outrageously high, and I don't really like heights. I love beautiful views, but I don't really like heights. So looking down is not something I'm going to be doing, but hopefully you can see how amazing this place is. So Makati is a good spot. Next to Makati, you have Rockwell, which I would say is probably the best place in Manila mostly. However, it is more expensive, and the reason why it's more expensive is because that was like the main area that most people live in who are like the upper class or the wealthier Filipinos. So that's typically a place that like business owners will live, celebrities, senators, people in government. In the Philippines, if you're in government, it's like a real big thing. Maybe it's the same in other countries, I guess, but for me, like growing up in the UK and Australia, it's never really been a big deal. Like I've never really cared that much. But in Manila, if you meet someone that's a senator, like it's like everyone knows that person. It's like a big deal. Like you want to be that person's friend. So all those people, the celebrities, everyone like that, a lot of them live in Rockwell. How far away is that from here? I don't know. I could walk there. That's how far it is. So not really very far. You know Rockwell at night because it's lit up with like this yellow lighting. It's such a beautiful looking place. I'll see if I can put some screenshots or like visuals of these like the Rockwell yellow lights on this video here. But of course, because so many people want to live in Rockwell, it is also expensive. So depending on how much money you've got or how much money you want to spend living in Manila or in the Philippines, Rockwell might not be the first place you pick. So in which case you're going to be looking at Makati. Now, in my experience, the best places to live around Makati the Greenbelt area. So Greenbelt is a big shopping centre or a big shopping area. So anywhere around there, they've got some real nice buildings. It's quite modern. Streets and things like that. The other place is I think it's called the Ayala Center or the Ayala Shopping Mall. It's not far from Greenbelt. So those two areas are typically nice areas to live in. It looks nice around there. I personally haven't lived there myself, but it does look nice. I've been shopping and things like that. I know people that have lived there. So those are the two good places beside Rockwell in Makati. And then you've also got Poblacion, right, which is actually where I am now. So Poblacion is, again, it's kind of an interesting place. It's got like that underworld vibe, like that raw vibe that might put some people off, but again, I quite like it. It gives it a bit of culture. And in Poblacion, you've got some like major well-known buildings, this one being one of them, that you can stay in, and they're very modern. They've got everything around the buildings, food, 7-Eleven, whatever you want. You can pretty much just live in Makati and not go anywhere else, to say the least. So those are the areas around Makati. You've got Rockwell, Poblacion, and the Greenbelt area. I don't actually know what it's called, but that kind of area. The other place that I recommend you live in Manila, if you come here, is BGC, which is like the suburb next to Makati, kind of. It's like across the major highway. Very easy to get across between the two, even in a city like Manila where there's so much traffic. So a lot of people in Makati might go out in BGC and they travel between the two. And I say that because Manila is such a massive place, you're not going to go to some of the other mini cities within Manila. So if you're not familiar with how Manila operates, it's basically a mega city, and within it you've got little mini cities. So there's places here that I've never visited. I have no reason or interest in visiting, but they're, it will just take too long to go there, right? So Makati and BGC, you can go between the two. It's really easy. BGC is way more modern. It's basically like Rockwell that I was explaining or talking to you about before, which is in Makati. It's very similar to that, but like a way bigger version. So if you like going out and things like that, as I mentioned, you can go out in the red light district of Poblacion, right? And there's some major bars and clubs that are well known to people there. But it's got that underworld kind of grimy vibe that not a lot of people like. If you're a bit more classy, you want to go to BGC. Okay, modern buildings, modern clean streets. I would say it's the safest place in Manila. Makati can be a bit dangerous sometimes, just like any other country, big city. It's just the way it is. But BGC is definitely one of the safer places, although I will say, in a very serious way, don't get any taxis here. If you get a Grab and a taxi turns up, that's fine because it's through the app. But don't just like jump in a taxi. Don't even negotiate with them. And I don't mean don't go in a taxi because they're going to rip you off. I mean it's like actually dangerous from personal experience and from the stories I've heard from other people when their personal experiences. In BGC, same thing. Don't get in a taxi. Just use Grabs. All right, you've been warned. BGC is a really cool place. I like going out there more so than I do Makati, just because it's a bit more classier. I definitely feel that if you're going to live in Manila long term, you'd want to probably live in BGC, although some of the places there are equally as expensive, if not more, than in Rockwell. In BGC, you've got, I think, 2 or 3 major shopping centres. One of them is SM Mall, and there's another one that I cannot quite remember, but it is the bigger one that a lot of people will know. You've got some major nightclubs there, some really well-known bars, which I'll talk about in another video. But me personally, I like going between Makati and BGC. It's about an hour from the airport to get to these places during peak hour traffic. Okay. The other places that you might want to look at is the Mall of Asia side. So that is near the Manila Bay, right? So Manila Bay is actually, I believe it's just over there, right? And I say just over there, it's like probably an hour. It's close, way closer to the airport. So that's a nice area to go if you like gambling. It could be a good place to go for the weekend. They've got the Mall of Asia there, which is one of the biggest malls I've ever seen in my life. It's absolutely massive. And it's quite modern around there as well. Me personally, I don't think there's like a lot going on there, so I don't actually like living there. But everyone's got a different taste, a different style, so it's worth checking out that area. For me personally, not. North of the bay, or sort of north of the Mall of Asia area, and quite a little bit far north, is Angeles City, or Angeles City, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I've never been there personally, so for full transparency, but that is a very big party place, very well known for partying and things like that. A lot of people prefer living there than they do in like Makati BGC place, just because that's their vibe. They just want to be in a real party place. I will visit it one day and I'll do a video about it, I'm sure, some vlogs or something. But that's another place to live. I'm not going to talk about that much because I've not actually been there. The final place I want to talk about in Manila is Mandaluyong, which is just across the river. So I can't actually show you because it's behind the camera. It's on the other side. Like I'm basically looking at it, so it's not far from where I am. Another nice place, Mandaluyong. From what I've been told, a lot of rich people, celebrities, senators, and things like that. A lot of the old money people, they live in Mandaluyong. So if you're looking to meet those kind of people, you might want to try and have a bit of gander, do a bit of research on what bars people congregate at or what restaurants are around there. But typically, you're going to be safe and better off and be able to meet those people if you just hang around Makati and BGC, if that's kind of your goal. It's not everyone's goal. But yeah, those are my top places. This video has gone on way too long. I meant this to be about 5 minutes, but it is what it is. Let me know in the comments below if you think that what I've said is wrong, or if you disagree, or if you agree, or where you live, or where you would recommend, because it will help everyone else that is coming and watching this video. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. If you haven't seen my previous videos, click on my channel name and you can see some of the other ones. I talk about, at the moment, I'm doing a series on Philippines, but I talk about travel, I talk about business and things like that. There's links in the description below this video as well. If you're a video editor, I want you to click on those links and join the free membership. If you're a business owner and you're looking to scale your company with videos, particularly through AI content, click the links in the description below. I've got some interesting offers for you. And of course, click the notification bell as well to get the updates on the next videos I'm doing in this series. So hopefully you like this one, and I'll see you in the next video.